The Great Reconstruction. Unconsciously, in the midst of his triumphs, his heart was with philosophy. It had been his nurse in youth. It was his companion in office. It was to be his consolation in prison and disgrace. He lamented the ill repute into which he thought philosophy had fallen, and blamed an arid scholasticism. People are very apt to contemn truth on account of the controversies raised about it, and to think those all in a wrong way who never meet. The sciences stand almost at a stay without receiving any augmentations worthy of the human race, and all the tradition and succession of schools is still a succession of masters and scholars, not of inventors. In what is now done in the matter of science, there is only a whirling about and perpetual agitation, ending where it began. All through the years of his rise and exaltation, he brooded over the restoration or reconstruction of philosophy. Meditor instaurationem philosophiae. He planned to center all his studies around this task. First of all, he tells us in his plan of the work, he would write some introductory treatises explaining the stagnation of philosophy through the posthumous persistence of old methods, and outlining his proposals for a new beginning. Secondly, he would attempt a new classification of the sciences, allocating their material to them, and listing the unsolved problems in each field. Thirdly, he would describe his new method for the interpretation of nature. Fourthly, he would try his busy hand at actual natural science and investigate the phenomena of nature. Fifthly, he would show the ladder of the intellect, by which the writers of the past had mounted towards the truths that were now taking form out of the background of medieval verbiage. Sixthly, he would attempt certain anticipations of the scientific results which he was confident would come from the use of his method. And lastly, as second, or applied philosophy, he would picture the utopia which would flower out of all this budding science of which he hoped to be the prophet. The whole would constitute the Magna Instauratio, the great reconstruction of philosophy. It was a magnificent enterprise, and, except for Aristotle, without precedent in the history of thought. It would differ from every other philosophy in aiming at practice rather than at theory, at specific concrete goods rather than at speculative symmetry. Knowledge is power, not mere argument or ornament. It is not an opinion to be held, but a work to be done, and I am laboring to lay the foundation not of any sect or doctrine, but of utility and power. Here, for the first time, are the voice and tone of modern science.